1,307 days on New Holland. Fear and Greed sitting at 26, which is fear, and Bitcoin is currently trading at the 59.7k. Bitcoin tried to have a breakout out of the 200 EMA on a 4-hour time frame. Sadly, no success there. Same goes on a daily time frame. We actually were way above the 200 EMA on a daily time frame, but look at the amount, look at the sell-off that we had, like how fast that was. Yeah, so you can imagine it was like a fake out of the 200 EMA. Pretty good one, to be honest. Pretty big one, but we still trading below the 200 EMA on a 4-hour time frame, though there was not a lot of the breakout action from time frame. On a daily, yeah, it was. Currently, we're actually trading slightly above the 200 EMA on a daily time frame. It's kind of sitting in this range of 59.5 K range. On 4-hour time frame is definitely trading below. It's also we're having some slight downtrend, some slight downtrend there. Still downtrend resistance working for us as a resistance, and lot of pressure is coming from 200 EMA on 4-hour time frame as a resistance there. So on a daily time frame, falling channel will still trading below the middle of this channel, kind of at the bottom of the middle range of this channel. Obviously trading below the 60k, which is pretty bad. On a weekly time frame, again, new candle, still no confirmation on like a breakout of the previous high, you know, that we had in a previous weekly candle. Again, we're still trading when it comes to the highs of a candle. We're still trading below the previous candle when it comes to the highs, and the previous candle was trading below the previous candle, and the previous candle was below the previous candle. So that's pretty bad. It's like a downtrend when it comes to the highs, which is pretty bad. But when it comes to the lows, we're having like an uptrend, because right now the lowest point is higher than the previous candle, and previous candle was also high, but we had like a huge sell-off there. So it's pretty imaginable that we're gonna have a pretty good candle after such a huge sell-off. But now on the current candle, we're still trading above the lows of the previous candles, so that's pretty good when it comes to the weekly candles. So let's go to the monthly candles. On a monthly time frame, again, big time frame, no changes there. Candles are still looking pretty nice when it comes to the shadows. When it comes to the lows, obviously looking pretty bad. But again, big time frames, a lot of data can change there, but again, pretty big time frame. So also MACD is no changes there on a monthly time frame, showing some bearish sentiment there. So yeah, it's pretty much all TA for the Bitcoin. Let's move on to the Ethereum. Let's move directly to the 4-hour time frame, and it's pretty much same correlations with Ethereum on all time frames. And actually when it comes to the Ethereum Bitcoin pair, Bitcoin has slight. Now, actually, when it comes to the Ethereum Bitcoin pair, pretty much no changes there. We're still trading at the bottom of the falling wedge. I mean, so no changes there. It's pretty silent moves. BTC dominance. It's kind of trading at the 56.9%. Again, pretty flat when it comes to the previous candle. Same goes to the Ethereum. Ethereum actually had some splash to the downside, but still, again, we're still kind of trading at the bottoms. It's not the big candles happening there, you know. So that's pretty much it for the Ethereum. Bitcoin, gold, yep, gold is making new highs. Gold trading above the 2.5k right now, making new all-time highs. Previous all-time high was $2,531 on a gold. SPY almost hitting a new all-time high, which is crazy. Again, look at his bounce, legit V-shaped recovery, which is impressive. Nasdaq is actually not having that big of a performance, but having pretty good correlations when it comes to the weekly, when it comes to the 200 EMA on a daily time frame, and same goes to the weekly time frame. Actually, on a bigger time frame, obviously on a bigger time scale, I guess. So yeah, that's pretty much all TFOD. Let's move on finally to the news. So first news coming from El Salvador. Again, a lot of adoptions coming from this country, and a lot of sentiment, bullish sentiment coming from Salvador. So El Salvador to give 80k public servants Bitcoin instruction and certification. So 80,000 public servants would be instructed how to properly and use the Bitcoin. It actually only says Bitcoin, so I guess it's only gonna be Bitcoin, no Ethereum, it's just Bitcoin. So yeah, and again, El Salvador is pretty bullish on Bitcoin. And always been like specifically like a Bitcoin maxi, no Ethereum, no other crypto involved. So like a full Bitcoin maxi. So that's pretty interesting to have. Also, a second MicroStrategy ETF is launching tomorrow with 1.5x leverage, Bloomberg is saying. Again, more possibilities for Bitcoin when it comes to the ETFs and for bigger institutions to get in, Also, Michael Saylor, he's saying a lot of bullish stuff about Bitcoin, which is not that big news. Again, when he's saying like it again and again, it's not making big articles, But this one is pretty important. So he's saying, when I'm gone, obviously, my assets flow into a public charity whose mission is to support Bitcoin and the adoption of Bitcoin forever. Again, that's really bullish thing to have and to say. Obviously, I'm hoping he's gonna live a long life, and he's gonna do a lot of support for Bitcoin and adoption while he's still alive. But he's saying that even when he's gone, he's still gonna continue his mission of Bitcoin adoption worldwide and forever. It's pretty good. Just in, pretty big news, breaking news. Federal Reserve to cut rates 3 times by a total of 0.75% this year. So it's gonna be like 0.25, I guess, this year. In the next months, I guess. So yeah, that's the Federal Reserve saying. Also on the news, Kamala Harris. Again, no stance on crypto, but there's some big stance on tax. So Kamala Harris proposes 45% long-term capital gains tax, which is the highest since 1922. Again, that's a lot of tax, man. That's a lot of tax that she's proposing. She's not saying she's gonna do it. She's proposing. Maybe she's gonna change her mind after the amount of the people that is a little bit concerned with this percentage of taxes. But again, that's what she's proposing. Also, she's saying that plus 25% tax on unrealized capital gains for wealthy individuals, meaning rich. Again, what specifically wealthy individuals would mean? Like, are you need to have like $1 million in your bank account, or you need to have like 300k plus income per year? what does wealthy individuals means? So we'll see what's also the meaning behind the term. Also in the news, Trump would be open to appointing Kennedy Jr. to his I forgot, is his name Ronnie? Kennedy Jr. to his administration if he drops out and endorses him. Pretty interesting news coming from Trump. Also on the news coming from New York Times, which is pretty, pretty flashy article. So this article is saying that, which is again to take it seriously. Again, New York Times is pretty big news resource. So they saying that President Biden ordered preparations for nuclear war with Russia, China, and North Korea in March this year. Oh, so it's already happened. So it was in March this year, because March happened. So I guess being prepared is better than being unprepared, but at the same time, why would you post such old news again? It's, I guess, that's really like a splashy or loud articles, I guess. Also on the news, it's pretty interesting and concerning thing. So apparently, UK billionaire sells company to HP for $11 billion. Then he's being accused of falsifying accounts before sale. Then he wins the case in court. Then he goes missing after storm sinks his yacht. Then his co-defendant gets hit by a car as he was jogging just a few days later. Again, that's really concerning thing. So we're just pointing that out, just in case. Also, Donald Trump promises gigantic tax cuts for Americans. Again, so he's probably saying that Kamala Harris is proposing huge huge taxes, and he is on the other hand is saying that there's going to be gigantic tax cuts. So let's hear it.
By contrast, I will pass gigantic tax cuts for workers and keep their jobs here in the United States. They're going to stay here. We're going to beat everybody. We're going to beat them like a drum.
Like a drum. So that's the quote from Donald Trump. Also, breaking news coming from States. New U.S. bankruptcy filings at the highest level since 2017. Again, really concerning for the U.S. Also, Trump to offer Elon Musk a cabinet of or advisory position in his administration if elected president again. And Elon Musk is saying, "I'm willing to serve." Again, we heard it in his interview when he made with Elon Musk. So there was like an interview on X.com between Donald and Elon, and there were that Elon was pushing some ideas of monitoring or all of the spending monitoring the government spending, or make it like some cleaning there. So he was like pushing this type of idea that we're having a big amount of the inflation because of that, because the government spending is too big, and he was saying that a lot of things needs to be cleaned there, and a lot of spending needs to be cut. So now Donald Trump is officially offering Elon Musk this type of position, I guess, involving this, and Elon Musk is obviously accepting it again only if Donald Trump will become a president. Also, pretty concerning thing, 45% of parents who take their kids on a Disney vacation went into debt for a trip, which is again pretty sad thing to hear coming from, again, New York Times. Also the nuclear news came from New York Times. So New York Times sometimes putting some really loud articles and at the same time really sad ones. yeah, New York Times is really like that, I guess. So yeah, it's pretty much all news for today. Again, hoping for a breakout on a successful breakout on 4-hour time frame, because look at the amount of the fake outs that we had. Like it was in beginning of August, then in the middle of it, then recently, yesterday we had it. So yeah, again, hoping for a successful breakout out of the 200 EMA on a 4-hour time frame, pretty important time frame for us. And obviously for a daily time frame, finally to break the falling channel, which is a little bit too far away, currently sitting at 69k, the top of this falling channel. And yeah, and obviously we're hoping to trade above the 200 EMA also on a daily time frame. But right now, 4-hour time frame is pretty important for us to have a breakout of when it comes to 200 EMA. So we're gonna be hoping for that. So yeah, to the moon, to the moon.